Hello, I'm Granville Emerson, and welcome to LidLine Sports with my co-host Renault, Pepe, Bean, and Otis. Lil O Stevenson, what's up, fellas?
Hey, what's happening?
What up, what up?
Man, it's good to be back. First of all, I want to thank the two of you for holding it down the past 2 weeks while I was handling my basketball responsibilities. And all of that, I promise you, y'all, I don't know. I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was COVID. I don't know if it was having to work this year or something, but man, I was exhausted. I mean, early in the morning to late at night with practices and school and parent meetings. And man, I was like, Thanksgiving Day, I didn't get out of bed till 3 o'clock.
Oh, wow.
I remember the last time that happened. I sat there, man. I woke up at 7:30. I got back in bed, started watching TV, watching football, and was waiting on that turkey. I rolled out of bed and went and got some dinner. I tried to get some dinner. It was late with it. I was like starving by the time I got to that bird. How was you guys' Thanksgiving?
Mine was good. Enjoyed it very much.
How about you, O?
Yeah, it was good. I went back south to Georgia, visited my family, had Thanksgiving there. It was a great time.
Okay. So some of you, for some of y'all who did not see our advertisement today, we are going to try to follow the Seahawks game and give our commentary on the game. Currently, it is 9-9. Pep, you want to get us caught up?
Well, Washington's course started off with their long drive. Their second possession, they had a long drive that resulted in a field goal. Seahawks came back and got a touchdown to make it 7-3. And then Washington, just before the half, scored a touchdown to make it 9-7. And then, of course, the extra point was blocked. And the Seahawks, Rasheem Green, ran it all the way back for a 2-point conversion for the Seahawks to go into 9-9 at halftime. And that's where we stand right now as far as the score is concerned. Seattle went 3 and out to start the third quarter. And now, of course, Washington is once again on another long drive.
Oh, you have any commentary on what you saw in the first half? Anything stand out for you?
Pat kind of just hit it on the head with what he last said. The Washington football team keeps making these long offensive drives, chewing down the clock, and getting themselves in either field goal position or a chance, like we're close to saying now, than getting a chance to getting a touchdown. The Seahawks defense cannot get off the field right now, and the Seahawks offense just can't put up consistent points. That's what it's been.
Yeah, it's the story of the whole season, right? I mean, the
Yep.
Seahawks can't get off the field defensively, and the offense can't sustain any drives. In time of possession, Seattle is last in the NFL, and we're seeing why.
Yeah. Come on, Jamal Adams. Come on.
He actually caught the ball finally.
You know what? I actually think he dropped that ball too. It hit the ground. We didn't review it, so he has his second INT of the year. I'm not hating y'all. I'm just saying if they would have reviewed that, I think that would have came back. That was good. Right. Good job with him pressuring Heineke on that last play. A rare blitz. He came through. The blocker chipped on him. He kept his balance and pressured the passer. That was good. That was good, Jamal.
Yeah.
So, Pep, going back to what you were saying, here's the issue. Teams understand how to play the Seahawks. As you can clearly see if you go back at least the last 3 games, the offense is taking what they get underneath, running the football. There goes McKissick's second touchdown.
Yep.
Former Seahawk.
Yep.
Can't find a running back because we keep giving them away when we have them. And we got Alex Collins back after we gave him away.
Yeah.
But the deal is, if you can move the ball up and down the field against the Seahawks, control the clock, and keep the offense off the field.
Right.
So
it's easy to do because Seattle doesn't have a pass rush. So the quarterback can sit there and pick them apart as far as underneath. They don't have to worry about the big plays going downfield. So, they could either run screens, which Seattle does not cover well, right? And then they can, like I said, they can pick them apart underneath. So it's easy when you don't have any pressure on your quarterback.
Yeah. I don't know, Pep. I think it's a combination of that.
Mm-hmm.
And, you don't know what is the actual weak link with the Seahawks defense. They're playing this, deep safety, let them do whatever they want to do underneath, bend but don't break defense.
Yeah.
Right?
Right. But
so
that works early.
Pass rush. I don't know if they're playing that because their DBs can't cover. Because it's a zone defense that they're playing.
Yeah.
And, with a guy like Jamal Adams, you would want to, play him around the line of scrimmage. Yeah. They have him basically playing in coverage most of the time, as opposed to last year when he played along the line of scrimmage. But if he's playing along the line of scrimmage and blitzing, then that means that they're going to have to drop somebody in coverage, or what they've been doing, playing 7 defensive backs. And so if you're playing 7 defensive backs, you're vulnerable to the run.
Yes.
And so they've not been able to stop either the run or the short passing game, which teams have killed them on, including a guy by the name of Colt McCoy last week.
Yeah.
Andrew Schroeder says he knows the weak link is 3-3. He says the weak link is 3-3. And I'm not, going to argue that point. Yeah. I feel like I blame John Snyder. He's the one that acquired him. Mm-hmm. Gave up all the draft picks and paid all that money for him. And now they're trying to teach him how to play in the secondary, as opposed to the line of scrimmage and rushing the passer and making his fame as the sack leader, the highest sack leader from a defensive back.
Does he have any sacks this year?
He has no sacks this year.
That's right. I didn't think so.
He's blitzed, though. He just hasn't gotten there.
Yeah.
And so it's one of those things where, if you lead the league in sacks last year, it's the NFL, Pep. What are they going to do?
Adjust.
Yeah. They're going to adjust.
Yeah.
And so they're at commercial right now. So I want to, during the commercials, try to go down our list of things that we have to talk about tonight. First up, I want to let everybody know that the University of Washington has chosen a head coach.
Mm-hmm.
And they have chosen this guy out of, let's see.
Fresno State.
Out of Fresno State. Kalen DeBoer, out of Fresno State, will be Washington's 30th football coach in its history. He is 12-6 in 2 years at Fresno State. However, they say that his 9-3 record this year is impressive, and that he's a good coach. And
he's got a former UW quarterback too.
He's a former UW quarterback?
No, he has a.
Yes. Yeah.
Jacob Hayner.
Jacob Hayner. And so, and Jacob Hayner's been putting up numbers.
Mm-hmm.
And looking real good and having, UW alumni like, how'd that guy get away?
Yeah, look at the replay of the Fresno State UCLA game, and that's the game that.
Yeah, he was slinging it. Slinging it. But this week is the week that college coaches can go visit high school players. So we had a number of college coaches on our campus today. And one coach, I'm fortunate enough, the football coach and I share this an office. And so all the coaches were in my office today. And so I'm sitting there, just ear hustling the whole conversation. and then me asking questions myself. But he spoke glowingly of DeBoer from Fresno State and said that he is a good choice. He's a great dude, excellent football mind, and that he predicts that he's going to turn Washington around.
Well, he's supposed to be an offensive guru, for one thing.
Yeah, well, you saw that in what he did with Jake Hayner, right?
Yeah.
And so I feel like he has to make sure that he brings in a solid defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
Because you can't be all offense and can't stop nobody.
No.
And so he'll have to do that. But hey, I felt like that they needed to get a strong mid-major coach, a coach that won, a coach that was creative, and a guy that knows talent and can recruit talent. Now, he's only been at Fresno 2 years, so I don't know how much of his team he actually put together himself. And so that's to be seen. Any thoughts, on that? You got any thoughts on the UW hire?
Me and Pep, we went down a long line of coaches, talked about somebody who could take over at UW. And I think Pep did mention the Fresno State head coach. I know we were trying to figure out some West Coast names from small schools. I think Pep brought up his name. I think San Diego State coach was brought up. So it's not any surprise that UW pulled out of the smaller schools from the West Coast. The coach over at Fresno State has done a good job at Fresno State over the last 2 years. They are an offensive team, which is something that UW is definitely lacking this year. So I like the signing. I didn't expect UW Huskies to make a big splash like the names we're hearing from the bigger schools. So just like you said, I like that they went, the smaller West Coast school, a guy who can be creative offensively.
Yeah, the word was that UW alumni wanted Matt Campbell out of Iowa State.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently he said no.
Yeah, they threw $7 million at him, and he said, nah. let me hang on because Michigan State's coach just got $95 million for 10 years. Maybe if I win some next year, somebody might throw me some more millions, like $95 million for 10 years. What was their AD thinking? Like, how do you sign that guy for 10 years?
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
$95 million. And, he got it off of the win on versus Penn State. That was a very good game, but then they haven't won since. Michigan State.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So, anyway, the Seahawks went 3 and out again.
As usual.
And so now the defense is back on the field.
See, that's the problem with the break defense that they have, because it works early in the game, but as the game progresses, right? If your defense, and this is a broken record, but your defense is out on the field so much, you're going to break eventually.
Yeah.
And, well, the other problem with that is your offense doesn't get a rhythm because it's always on the sideline.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right. So if the Seahawks are going 3 and out, then they need to make the other team go 3 and out.
Yeah, so but they're not.
So the offense can get back on the field. But if you go 3 and out and you ain't getting the ball back for 10 minutes, then it's hard for you to establish a rhythm as an offense, and so it's
a double-edged sword.
Yeah, that's the other team's game plan. I mean, that's what they figured. That's how they stop the Seahawks.
Well, yeah, that's what they're counting on.
Yeah.
I mean, is not unknown. Everybody knows that they're last in the league in time of possession. So all you need to do is keep the ball and keep Russell Wilson on the bench. And that's what the teams have been able to do.
Yeah. And
easily.
Tonight, Taylor, I want some Heineken is like 10, 20, or 27.
Yeah, I mean, they're making guys like Colt McCoy and Heineke, look like, top 10 quarterbacks.
Yeah.
And they got the ball. Okay. Redskins got the ball again, so let's see if the defense can get off the field.
Well,
I mean, to me, there's equal blame to go around. Like,
absolutely,
the defense has to get some stops, and then let the offense get back on the field so they can run some plays. I mean, time of possession in the first half, I think, was 2-1.
Yeah, well, that's been the norm. And the thing is, they got a turnover, but then they gave it right back. In the first half. I mean, come on, man.
Yeah. I mean, they can't be wasting Jamal Adams' interceptions. Like fourth in his career.
Yeah.
And so, but I always say this too. The other team plays offense and defense too. So that guy made a good play and knocked the ball out.
Oh, he made an outstanding play. That's for sure. Yeah.
Definitely.
But Swain had the ball right in his hands.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
They fell right on the good hands team. That ball bounced right to him and he still didn't get it.
Fell right to him.
Yeah, he's a wide receiver. Man.
That's great. I mean, when I saw the ball bouncing, I'm like, oh, we got it back.
Nah, but this is typical
there we go.
of how
there
the
we
season's
go.
been going.
There we go. They got 3 and out.
Yeah, and earlier when they got that 3 and out, and then they called that flag that, it came 10 minutes later.
That was a phantom call, too.
Oh, my God.
That was not holding.
Heck no.
I mean, not even close. Like, I don't even know what the ref was thinking. Like, what are you thinking?
Yeah, that was terrible. I mean, it's like they just willed them that touchdown.
Okay, so
does DK Metcalf have a catch in this game?
No,
I don't think so.
Wow. Okay, there you go. There's a stat. 0 targets as well.
Yep. He'll be crying soon.
Swain almost dropped that. So let's see what happens on this drive. I mean, I feel like it's 17-9, and we need a score on this drive. We need a field goal in the least, and preferably a touchdown.
Right.
Because we're down 8. So here's a question, Pep and O. If they score on this drive, and that will make it 17 to.
Would they go for 2 to tie it up?
Yeah, so at the least it'll be.
Would they go for 2 to tie it up?
I would hope so.
Well, conventional wisdom is you don't go for 2 points until the fourth quarter. That's conventional wisdom.
Well, I mean,
right, but what's the difference is there a big difference between being down 1 or being down 2? Because you can still get because the field goal is 3 points.
Yeah, so. That's why I'm saying that's why you don't go for 2 till the fourth quarter if you're down 2 points. So you kick the extra point, down 1, and then play on.
Right.
So, and then at some point at the end of the game, if you still need 2, then you go for the.
Well, the thing about it is, if they do score and get it within 1, then the defense on the next series has to hold. They can't let Washington get on a nice long drive again and kick a field goal or gain some more momentum, any kind of way, field goal or a touchdown. They can't let that happen. If they let that happen, then this game is done because they're going to be playing catch up all game, and they're going to run out of time.
Yeah, like I said, they need a score on this particular drive to stay in the game.
Definitely,
and they can't go 3 and out.
No,
on this drive, that'll kind of look like the Arizona game last week. and that's how that game got away.
Yeah.
And so we'll see when we come back. Also today, Eldridge Tiger Woods retired. Thoughts on that?
That's sad to me, because he, it's his off the field, so to speak, activities that derailed him. And then his trouble with his ex-wife, and then, of course, we know the latest with the car accident. It's the off the field stuff that's really damaged his career. I mean, because he was destined to be, greater than Jack Nicklaus as far as his championships, but that ain't gonna happen now.
Oh,
yeah. It's just being, in my opinion, one of the greatest black athletes to ever play professional sports. It is tough to see him end his career this way. Especially in golf. Usually in golf, guys play in well into the 50s. And to see, I feel like, Tiger still being kind of in, maybe not his prime, but being considerably young for golf. It's really difficult to see an ending to, one of the greater golf careers that we've ever seen. Just like Pep said, over the last 5 to 8 years, it's been due to a lot of there's been a lot of negative publicity and the things that Pep has mentioned. And, we forget about all the great things that Tiger Woods has done on the golf course. So yeah, it is really tough to see, but he's going out on his, I guess not technically on his own terms, because I'm pretty sure a lot of this has to do with the car accident. So it's just all around. It's just tough to see.
Seahawks go 3 and out
as usual.
Russ almost throws an interception.
I mean, this is a broken record, bro.
Oh,
it's
man.
ridiculous.
This is bad. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. He had DJ Dallas on the check down. I don't know. He's not looking too good right now. Tiger, his issue, he had a lot of off the field issues, which did not help his physical struggles. Once your back goes in golf, it's a wrap.
Yeah.
And he's had several surgeries, and he's tried to come back. Miraculously came back the last time and won a Masters, and looked like he was on the comeback, but that back took him out again.
Mm-hmm.
And then he got hooked on prescription painkillers, and now he's decided to hang it up. And so it's a sad ending to a very, very bright career. I guess the silver lining is he's still alive and well.
Yes.
After all the times he's crashed his car.
Oh my gosh, yes.
He's still alive and well and able to play with his kids and talk with them and all of that. And so I guess that's the silver lining for him. But what a talent. He single-handedly lifted the game of golf to heights previously unseen, had the world playing golf. People who would never club. Most of the people I talk to nowadays kind of query them about how they started playing golf, and they all said that Tiger inspired them to play golf. And so it is a big sport now. Did you say something?
Yeah, but we got to acknowledge another pioneer. Lee Elder passed away today, coincidentally. So, shout out to Lee Elder and condolence to his family on his passing. But he, of course, is a golf pioneer for African Americans.
Yeah, Lee Elder, the first black man to win a Masters.
Right.
I mean, to play in the Masters, excuse me. And when asked about it, he said it was nerve-wracking.
Oh,
and how nervous he was, and golf was a really lily white sport, and so for Lee Elder to be the first to play at the Masters is huge. I mean, they wouldn't even let black people caddy at the Masters, let alone play. And so, interesting tidbit, Lee Elder learned how to play golf professionally after he played a round of golf with Joe Louis.
Oh.
And Joe Lewis's golf trainer taught Lee Elder how to play professionally. I mean, he could play like people can play golf, but he taught him how to play competitively.
Right.
So I thought that was a very interesting thing. He was not the first black golfer that goes to Charlie Sifford.
Yes.
Playing the PGA in 1961, I believe. And then Lee Elder came along, I think, in 67. And then he tied Jack Nicklaus. It was his claim to fame in the Masters. After 72 rounds, they were tied. And he made a lot of noise from that. So shout out to the great Lee Elder, pioneer, trailblazer, golfer extraordinaire.
Yep.
Started taking up golf after getting a job as a caddy, and in his spare time, going out and trying to teach himself how to play. That's how it all got started.
Awesome.
Seahawks down to
back.
the Washington football team, 17-9. Was somebody saying something?
Yeah, they're third down and long as usual. Alex Collins has like 14 carries, 14 yards. I mean, oh man, that's like can you try somebody else? I mean, really.
Yeah,
and then I've heard all this about Eskridge, and every time he gets the ball, he gets stuck behind the yard line of scrimmage or very minimal game. I mean,
he messed up not getting that crucial first down. Like all he had to do was,
big time.
catch the ball.
But who's drafting these guys? I mean,
he
seriously.
stepped out of bounds. He didn't have any spatial awareness. He didn't know what the sideline was. He turned around and stepped out of bounds. Like that looked like high school.
And there comes a blitz, and there's another.
Bro, this is.
Oh
this is
man, this is crazy.
This is a wrap, bro. They ain't gonna do nothing in the fourth quarter.
Well, when it's 3rd and 8, you're gonna blitz Russell Wilson. That's just it. Because they know they can't block for him.
Right.
And then every time it gets to 3rd and 8, you see free runners.
Yep.
Right?
Boy, this is the easiest team to scheme against. I mean, oh my God. Oh my good Lord.
See that?
Not even disguising it or anything, just brought the house.
Yep. DJ Dallas got bulldozed.
Yes.
So his problem was he was standing back there like, defensively, and the dude just came and bull rushed him. He's got to go attack that guy.
Yeah, not wait on him to come chip him.
Yeah, he's got to go attack that guy. And so
step up.
That's how it is. I mean, I told you guys this last in the offseason, right? When they named Shane Waldron as offensive coordinator. I told you all I could not put my faith in any dude that has not called an NFL game. First-time play caller.
Yeah.
And I don't see the rationale of hiring a first-time play caller for a 12-4 team that went to the playoffs. If we're 4-12, yeah, I'm gonna go get that dude that's young, that's innovative, and let him grow with us. There's no expectations when you're 4-12. If you're 12-4 and losing the first round of the playoffs like the Seahawks did, you got to go out and get a dude that's going to come in and make something happen because he's made something happen before. Not a dude cutting his teeth, trying to learn to call plays, and ain't never done it before. And you look at the Seahawks play calling this season, it's been highly suspect. And I thought Darrell Bevel was bad. This is worse.
Yeah, it is.
It's far worse. And so not only does the offensive coordinator, is he responsible for the play calling, he's responsible for the plays. That includes the blocking assignments, not just the pass routes, not just the route tree. He's responsible for the entire offense, the play design. All of that falls on him. And so every week I see crazy play calls. Like on the 4th and 1, they run a toss sweep. Really? I mean, 3rd and 1. Was it 3rd and 1 or 4th and 1 when they ran a toss sweep to DJ?
3rd.
3rd and 1. They run a toss sweep. Really? Why are you running a toss sweep on 3rd and 1? Toss sweep is a first down play. Basically.
Yeah.
Why you run that on first down? Or why don't you run it on 2nd and short? Right?
Yeah.
So now the defense is charged again to get another 3 and out. And it's the 4th quarter now. It's the 4th quarter.
Yeah.
Pep, we need a pep talk right now.
Break time.
Oh, is it break time? I lost track of time. All right. When we come back from break, we're going to go to NFL Pep Talk. And before we get out of here, we're going to find out what's going on in the association. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
This is Paul Pearson, host of Star Time. And when I'm not busy tearing the roof off the suckers, I'm listening to Rainier Avenue Radio.world.
Wash your hands, don't touch your face, wipe it down, clean up your space. When you cough and sneeze, do responsibly. If you feel you're getting ill, isolate at home and chill. No, you're not alone. Please pick up your phone and call 206-477-3977. King County 206-477-3977. Public Health 206-477-3977. King County 206-477-3977. Public Community Radio Station will provide you with more information. Say Rainier Avenue Radio. Your community radio station will provide you with more information. Rainier Avenue Radio.
Hi, it's your favorite Rainier Avenue Radio host from the Queen Breeze Living Live Show. It's Queen Breeze
and Robin T.
Our show is live every Thursday at 3:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time with topics ranging from life on the farm, health and wellness, and race and social justice.
We feature guests each week with expertise in activism, entrepreneurship, healing, and food justice.
So come join your girls live every Thursdays at 3:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on the Clean Greens Living Live Show. You can even call in and be a part of the show. See you then.
All of us have struggled through the COVID-19 pandemic, and many of our communities have been particularly hard hit. Some things definitely need to change, but a few things should stay the same, like protecting your child from serious diseases you can prevent now. Preventable diseases like measles, mumps, and whooping cough. Is camp, childcare, or in-person school on your family's agenda? Give your child a healthy and safe summer and school year by making sure they're up to date on vaccinations and well child visits. You have the power to protect. Call your healthcare provider to find out what vaccinations your child is due for and make an appointment today. If you need help finding a provider, visit parenthelp123.org or call the Help Me Grow Washington hotline at 1-800-322-2588. An interpretation is available.
You're listening to Rainier Avenue Radio.world.
Hello, I'm Granville Emerson. Welcome back to LidLine Sports, along with my co-hosts Renault, Pepe, Bean, and Lil O Stevenson. We are watching with you, if you are watching, the Seahawks game in D.C. against the Washington football team. It's not looking good for our hometown Seahawks. The WFT just ripped off a long run on 4th and 1. I don't know what happened to the outside containment. Pep?
Yes.
What's happening in the NFL?
Well, Dallas head coach Mike McCarthy tested positive for COVID-19, and that means he will be out for this Thursday's upcoming game against the struggling New Orleans Saints. He was asked how he felt after hearing the news. He said his throat was a little scratchy, but he felt the usual stress that that comes with being an NFL head coach from week to week. So I'll paraphrase that, by the way. Dallas defensive coordinator and former Falcons head coach and also Seahawks defensive coordinator Dan Quinn will take over head coaching duties against the Saints until McCarthy is cleared to come back. Any thoughts?
Arizona Cardinals made it without Kingsbury. Cowboys can make it without McCarthy.
Yep.
Oh?
Yeah, I'm more worried about all the injuries they have with their team. So I'm not the head coach. Them losing a head coach isn't the biggest of deals.
Yeah. The player situation is much more dire than McCarthy having COVID. McCarthy will hold all of his meetings via Zoom this week and coach basically virtually, and so it's not that big of an issue. They have, I think, 8 people that also tested positive. I was not aware of what the player names were, but
I think other coaches as well.
Yeah. So we'll see how that affects them. But hey, they didn't have COVID and they lost 2 in a row, haven't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. So then I don't know. Maybe that they needed something to shake them up. Maybe that's it, because they are not playing at all the way they have been playing. And the loss of Amari Cooper is huge.
Yeah. Him and Lamb being out was huge.
Yeah. And so it's tough to play without your top receivers. The long run by the Washington football team was called back. The reason why he got around the corner is because Jamal Adams was actually tackled.
Well, there you go.
and so we'll see. Seahawks have the ball now, and see if they can mount some type of offense going forward. All right, Pep, what else you got?
New York Giants Hall of Fame great Michael Strahan was honored by the team in the G-Men's 13-7 victory over Philly at halftime. Strahan's number 92 was retired by the Giants, and several players and former players and coaches wore number 92, except for Jesse Armstead. He wore number 64. Does anybody know why?
That would be no from me.
No.
He wore number 64 in honor of Strahan because that was the first number Strahan was given when he joined the team. But what happened was Strahan actually caught a view of himself in uniform wearing number 64, and he thought it looked hideous. So he went into the locker room and got a number 92 and thought that looked a whole lot better. And apparently it worked because he got a franchise record, 141 and a half sacks, and he's a Hall of Famer. So you can't count.
Strahan, a defensive tackle, D-end or hybrid?
Who, Strahan?
Yeah.
He was well, I guess he was a hybrid, right?
Yeah, that's what I thought. So that 64 definitely looked hideous. No. There we go. Russ being Russ right now. Russ being Russ. That's what you got to do. All else fails, take off and run.
Yeah.
Get a first down.
Right.
I think today is Russell's birthday, isn't it? He turned 33 today?
33.
Yep.
Yeah. You know what? Am I wrong about this? He does not look the same. Like, he doesn't have the same fire in his eyes, the same passion since he's come back. Is that just me?
I would say all season. I wouldn't even just say like before. I mean, after since he's came back, I just haven't seen the fire from him, Pete Carroll, a lot of these guys who's been the Seahawks over just this year. If you ask me.
Yeah, he wasn't a house of fire to begin with.
Yeah.
Well, maybe he just doesn't look confident in that offense.
Yeah, now that I agree with for sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. That could definitely be it.
Oh, this guy, I mean, come on, man. Are you serious? I mean, this is comical.
Yeah.
Gee willikers. I mean, this is a Pop Warner offense, and it's terrible.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
9 points in 3 quarters.
Yeah, against Washington is one of the worst defensive teams in the league.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Seattle's not an offensive juggernaut this year. Hey, let me say this, though. Let me go back also to what we talked about last year. Remember when I told y'all that why Brian Schottenheimer is not our offensive coordinator?
Yeah.
Because he didn't want to play Pete Carroll football, and he resigned, right?
Right.
And you know that when they were putting up all them numbers and scoring all them touchdowns, Pete Carroll is the one who halted that.
Yes.
All right? And what's our offense been like since then?
Trash.
Exactly. So let me throw that out there and give Shotty his props because we were the most high-flyingest offense in the league.
Yep.
And for whatever reason, other than the fact that he's a neophyte, this offensive coordinator is not able to make adjustments. And so I know a lot of the responsibility is falling on Russell Wilson to actually be a play caller at the line of scrimmage as well. So maybe that's the reason why he doesn't look confident to me.
No.
And Russell Wilson is all from the day he was a rookie, day one, he's always looked confident.
Yep.
So that's, I mean, if you look at him and his demeanor and look at Tyler Heineke looks more confident.
Yeah. Everybody does against them.
Yeah.
Did you see how confident Colt McCoy looked last week?
Yeah, he did. Well, you know, also too, when you have a clean pocket, it's easy. You know what amazes me, man? What amazes me is Tom Brady, that dude has more time to throw than anybody ever seen in my life. He just stands back there like, okay, who's open?
Yeah.
You're not, there you go. He's back there, man, like cooking, you know, steaks and lobster.
For real.
And finding receivers.
Well, Russ has never ever had that kind of luxury.
Yeah. What else you got, Pep?
Last thing I got is, you know, what's wrong with it? What's wrong in LA? And there's 2 teams in LA. I get that. And both of them are a little kind of haphazard, you know, but I'm speaking about the LA, you know, the team that has lost the last 3 games, the team that has a quarterback that keeps throwing pick sixes like he's giving out Halloween candy. That's the team I'm talking about, the LA Rams. What's wrong with them? They've lost,
It's offensively and defensively. The defense is giving up points. Matt Stafford is giving up points. You can't put points up on the board. The pieces that they picked up over the last couple of weeks isn't doing anything. But I think it just starts with the guys that's already been there before to start off this season. Like I said, it starts off with Matt Stafford, and then I don't know, that defense has just taken a 180 turn as well. So it's a lot going on.
They haven't won a game since they picked up Von Miller and Odell Beckham Jr. They're 0-3 since then, and subsequently the San Francisco 49ers have won 3 in a row. So they've put themselves back in the mix.
And Michael Carter's Dolphins have won 4 in a row since I lambasted them.
Absolutely. Miami and the Chiefs have the longest streaks right now in the NFL at 4.
So we're talking about adjustments. Look at the adjustments the Chiefs have made.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
The Packers.
Mahomes was struggling early, and they were criticizing Andy Reid and Eric Bieniemy, but they made the adjustments. And like you said, they have the longest winning streaks in the league. So
they were 3-4. Now they're 7-4.
Yeah. I don't really know what. Well, number one, the Chargers and Rams. It's the pressure of the expectations given them playing in Los Angeles. And then when you go out and get Von Miller on the number 1 defense in the league, and Odell Beckham, and everybody saying, we're a lock for the Super Bowl now. Ride us into the Super Bowl. I feel like the Chargers coach is too freaking cavalier for me in the way that he coaches. He, going forward on 4th down on your 20 and 30 yard line is crazy to me. And it's disrespectful to me. And I think teams are like, the Chargers are disrespectful. Let's just beat them down with all that nonsense.
Yeah.
And then for the life of me, under their coach last year, who was a former running back, they threw the ball down the field. And under this new coach, their quarterback is averaging around 7 yards per pass attempt. And that's not his game.
Right.
Right. And so all of that, I thought they should have lost the week before too. I can't remember if it was Minnesota. I think it was Minnesota they played. I thought they should have lost that game too.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. The Rams could get it together, but I just don't believe in their quarterback. Never have, never will.
Well, here's a crazy thought. Maybe Deshaun Jackson was telling us something we didn't know, because remember, he couldn't wait to get out of there, and they were 7-1. Now, since he left, they're 0-3 and sit at 7-4 and struggling.
And the Raiders, the Raiders are 2-0 with them, right?
We laughed at Deshaun Jackson, but maybe he had something going on there. I don't know.
Are the Raiders 2-0 with Deshaun Jackson?
They are not, but they did win.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, could be. You could be on to something. I know when I went to the Tampa Bay game in LA, he had a huge game.
Right.
Deshaun Jackson with the Rams. And that win over Tampa Bay, and they beat Tampa Bay down that game.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
They haven't been the same since, really.
Yeah. All right. With the time we have left, let's talk about what's happening in the NBA, National Basketball Association, as we watch the Washington football team matriculate down the field. They're at halfway point right now at midfield. If they go in and score on this drive, I'm going to say the game is over. They're at their own 42-yard line. Well, they're at midfield now. Well,
nothing much is going on besides, my Phoenix Suns just riding a little 16-game win streak right now.
Yeah, that little controversy in Phoenix stirred the basketball team up, huh?
Yeah, and this is how I wanted the Suns to, take that after what was going on. Feels like they've come together as a team. Also, Suns got off to a little bit of a slow start to start the season as well. So it just seems like that brought them a little closer, which is already a group that played all last year, making a finals run. You're starting to see some real chemistry being blended over the 16-game win streak. You heard that the Suns really haven't played anybody, which over that win streak, it's only a few teams were above 500, so understandable. But all they did do is go into New York this last weekend. And
well, my Lakers have the easiest schedule in the league, and they're barely making it. So.
Yeah. And so you can only play the team that's in front of you. So
right. That's exactly right. So.
But they went to New York, went to Brooklyn, beat the Nets handily, beat the New York Knicks handily, which sets up some great early matchups. They play Golden State twice this following week, tomorrow, 7 o'clock on TNT. The Golden State Warriors are 18-2. The Phoenix Suns are 17-3, which says a lot about Golden State. The Suns are on a 16-game win streak, and they're still in second place behind the Golden State Warriors. Who are riding a 6-game win streak right now. So we got some fun regular season matchup brewing on Tuesday. I think it's going to be a fun game. And then on top of that, John Wall has spoke with the Rockets management about now wanting to play this season. I talked about all season about how the Rockets –
Are you tired of being on vacation?
Yes, I think – and especially, too, the Rockets are playing pretty well right now. I think they've now won 3 in a row. When you're a hooper, which hopefully he still has love for the game, you want to play. I know we talked about this before on the show.
Yeah.
And it looks like maybe the fire is burning a little bit now to get out there and play with his teammates. He also has expressed a willingness to want to start, which I think is a little tricky with Kevin Porter. Actually, I think now, since he came back from injury, playing really well at the point guard spot. They're playing at a much faster pace. I know the head coach there, I can't think of his name right now, but he has pretty much been begging KP to get up and down, just play his game. And I think KP has been trying to learn being 100% point guard instead of just being who he is as a basketball player. And lately he's been playing well. So, I think John Wall should come off the bench. So I don't know if that's going to be the difference maker. But you would like to see him out there with his teammates, though, for sure. Because I don't think he's going to get traded this year. I don't think he's going to get traded next year as well. So you might as well play.
Yeah, who wants that contract?
Rockets coach is Steven Silas.
Steven Silas, yeah. So, it looks like he's doing, he's doing a pretty solid job with these Houston Rockets over the last few games.
KP Jr. had 23 the other night.
Yep.
And he won.
It's still preseason, though, man. Talk to me after all.
Oh, man. And then the Kemba Walker. Remember that name?
I want to ask you about that. Good.
Yeah, so he signed a 2-year, $20 million deal after being traded from Boston to OKC and being bought out. We all agree that we thought that's what the New York Knicks needed, was somebody who can, get a bucket outside of Julius Randle. And he has gone from being the starting point guard to being out of the rotation, which is something Tom Thibodeau said this afternoon. I didn't know how bad Kemba Walker was playing. 11 points a game. We already know he's not a defensive point guard, and Tom Thibodeau's MO is a defensive head coach. And it's not working. But it's just not him, though. It's a whole starting five as a nucleus is not working. They are the worst possession-wise starting five in the NBA when it comes to scoring. I don't know. Just watching the New York Knicks, there's just an energy that's not there. There's not a fluidity. There's no chemistry. Julius Randle is not playing at an elite level like he was last year. So it's a lot of things.
They got the similar problem that UW has. They can't shoot.
Yep.
They don't have any shooters.
Nope. Which you thought the answer was going to be getting Kemba Walker and Evan Fournier. But Evan Fournier is being inconsistent. Like I said, Kemba Walker just hasn't found himself in this offense. So I don't know. defense is holding them together to get them at 500. I think they're at, but offensively they stink.
Yeah.
And Kemba Walker is the odd man out right now. So it'll be interesting to see what the storyline will be with Kemba Walker and the New York Knicks moving forward. He hasn't spoken anything about it yet.
Oh, I got a question though.
Mm-hmm.
What is it with these coaches announcing that so-and-so is out of the rotation? Because we just mentioned Kemba, and then I just read that Blake Griffin is now out of the rotation with the Nets. I don't remember hearing this, when I've been watching, as long as I've been watching NBA, I haven't seen any reports like in the newspaper or on the radio that so-and-so's out of the rotation. Like George Karl, he wasn't announcing when guys were out of the rotation. He was you just saw them sitting on the bench and you wondered why, and then, and which that was frustrating enough. But now these guys are actually coming out and telling you, oh yeah, he's out of the rotation. He ain't playing, blah, blah, blah. What do you think of that? Is that something new or what's going on?
Well, I didn't see what the media exactly asked Kemba Walker. I'm pretty sure it was on the lines of how, like, over the last few games, he's only been playing 20 minutes a game. I think Tom Thibodeau was just answering questions. I don't think Blake Griffin was – I don't think his was mentioned by Steve Nash. I think Blake Griffin was asked, since he's been picking up DNPs, how he's felt about it. But, yeah, no, that was definitely – kind of a weird situation with Tom Thibodeau just announcing that, he's just not going to be in the lineup. I've never heard that before. And I know that, I don't care who a player is. That definitely takes a toll on a player's confidence. So
yeah, so it's today's media.
Exactly.
Right? It's like, rather than be asked the same question over and over again, I'll just tell you he's out of the rotation. Stop asking me.
True.
Right? So it's just how it goes down nowadays with different reporters. There's so many more reporters than when we grew up, Pep. You'd had a big reporter at the game from that city and then from the traveling team, and that's pretty much it. Now you got international reporters and all kinds of blogs, people with blogs and whatever. You got a million people asking. And if you listen to press conferences, you hear some dumb questions.
Yes, for sure.
Just trying to get some type of reaction.
You got like 1 minute, so hit that power rankings right quick so I can see what you're working with.
Power rankings. I had to switch it up a little bit at number 1, Phoenix Suns, even though they're a game behind the Golden State Warriors, 16-game win streak. Can't top that. Number 1. Number 2, though, and maybe should be tied first, Golden State Warriors, best record in the NBA. The Brooklyn Nets are 14-6, staying afloat. The Milwaukee Bucks getting healthy. They're on a 6-game win streak themselves now. I got them back in the top 5 at 4. And then the Miami Heat winning some pretty critical games over this last week with some injured players. So they are at number 5 at 13-7.
All right, we're all out of time. Golden State Warriors are number 1. Best in the league right now. And we want to thank you all for tuning in tonight and staying with us as we follow the Seattle Seahawks at the Washington football team. Prayers up for former Seahawk J.D. McKissick, who went down, is out on the field right now as they tend to him, and hopefully he is okay. I did see him moving his lower extremities, so he's not paralyzed from the waist down, but it looks like he has a neck injury anyway. And so prayers to him. Oh, he's up on the cart now. So, yeah, prayers to him. And thank you all for tuning in. On behalf of Otis Lil O Stevenson, my main man, Renault Pepe Bean, I'm Granville Emerson. Tune in next week. We'll have more. Holla.
I go to work like a doctor when I